Welcome to Charging Ahead with Utilicast, the podcast where we deep dive into the dynamic world of energy, technology, and the innovative solutions that make our world a better place. I'm your host, Trent, and today we will be discussing the NERC MOD-30 Flowgate methodology and how the enhancements it recommends benefit both consumers and providers of transmission services. Transmission service providers, or TSPs, are looking at a variety of solutions to better utilize their existing transmission system capabilities. The MOD-30 Flowgate methodology is one of the 3 accepted NERC methods used to calculate available transmission, and by adopting MOD-30's enhanced modeling approach, TSPs will be able to make more efficient use of existing transmission resources. We are joined by Zach Gill-Sanford, a Utilicast team member already actively engaged with MOD-30 initiatives. Zach, can you give us an introduction to NERC MOD-30?
Teeing up what is MOD-30 more broadly pertains to a grouping of NERC MOD standards. So of these 6 MOD standards, there's 3 that you kind of get to pick which one you use. So MOD 1 says that you have to choose a standard transmission service methodology for each of your posted transmission paths. And so that's area interchange is one option, rated system path is another one, and the Flowgate, or MOD-30, the one that we'll be focused on today, is that 3rd one. And that's to then calculate available transfer capability, or ATC, and then its lesser known cousin, available Flowgate capability, or AFC. So something just to note in terms of where the industry's at is that MOD-30 has been implemented to a fair extent in the Eastern interconnection. Many transmission service providers have been operating with this sort of Flowgate or flow-based methodology.
So MOD-30 is already in use in the Eastern United States, but it's new to the West. Can you walk us through the high-level differences between MOD-29 and MOD-30?
So MOD-29, as I mentioned, it sort of simplifies the physical system, and you essentially end up with service between a point of receipt and a point of delivery. So you're going from left to right. And MOD-29 assumes when you want 1 megawatt of service from the pore to the pod, you utilize a defined path. Go to the next slide. MOD-30, by contrast, is attempting to kind of peel back those layers and reduce the distance between what commercial service is described as for transmission customers and how the physical system interacts with those usages. And so for the same example of a customer requesting 1 megawatt of service, if you kind of keep the hood closed, you can still see they're requesting 1 megawatt of service from pore to pod, but the underlying physical system is then modeled and the impacts to it of that 1 megawatt of service distributed on those lines.
What would you say are the major benefits of MOD-30 over MOD-29? Why should utilities adopt MOD-30?
So due to that dynamic nature of the inputs, it then produces dynamic outputs of transmission availability. As a result, with MOD-29 being more removed from the physical system capability, the big sort of selling point for most utilities on MOD-30 is that MOD-29 tends to be fairly conservative, right? If you're not quite sure what your system capability is from a commercial service standpoint, you tend to go conservative and say, well, we don't want to offer service and then have to curtail it or get into some reliability issue and just start, cutting schedules left and right. And so we're going to kind of back off the amount that we sell. And with MOD-30, the notion isn't to necessarily sort of push the system to the limit, so to speak, but to get a more accurate depiction of its capabilities, and therefore to bring those additional capacities to bear. And vice versa, if your system is short on capability, to accurately reflect that and not have that be masked like MOD-29 potentially risks.
Well, that about wraps us up for today. Thank you, Utilicast team, for providing us with that overview of NERC MOD-30 and how utilities can realize greater efficiencies from their existing transmission assets. And thank you for tuning in to Charging Ahead with Utilicast. See you again soon.